Liverpool are eyeing a new centre-back for the upcoming 2025 season, and reports suggest that the Reds are considering a move for Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi. Guehi is anticipated to leave Selhurst Park next summer, having come close to a move ahead of the 2024-25 campaign. Newcastle made a strong push to sign Guehi during the latest summer window, but ultimately fell short of Crystal Palace's asking price, with their final offer reportedly reaching $65 million. With the 24-year-old's contract running until 2026, the Eagles are expected to be more willing to sell him next summer, with several clubs competing for the England international's signature. Chelsea have been long-term admirers of Guehi, and, according to Simon Phillips, they are seriously considering a January move for the defender. The West London club also holds a sell-on clause in Guehi's contract, potentially allowing them to sign him at a discounted price compared to other competitors. Reports in The Mirror suggest Liverpool could make a $65 million bid for Guehi next summer, as they seek to strengthen their central defense. Arne Slot's current centre-back pairing consists of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. However, the future of the Dutch defender remains uncertain as his contract expires at the end of the 2024-25 season. Guehi's potential arrival at Anfield could depend on whether Van Dijk departs, as Liverpool are already well-stocked in central defense, making the $65 million transfer fee better spent elsewhere if no player is sold. Alan Smith seems easily pleased, as he awarded Player of the Match to someone who, in reality, didn't deserve it. Fabianski should have been given Player of the Match, one West Ham fan stated. Another supporter questioned how Sky Sports could make such a decision, pointing out that the Irons goalkeeper made 8 crucial saves during the match. How can Alan Smith pick the man of the match for someone who only played 10 minutes and took 1 free kick, while Fabianski made 8 saves? They asked. A 5th West Ham fan added, "Pathetic. Fabianski or Ilya Zabarny should have gotten it." Meanwhile, a 6th fan felt that picking Fabianski was an obvious choice, as he often keeps them in games. Onal being voted Player of the Match by Sky just sums it up. Fabianski should have had it by a country mile. Despite nearing 40 years of age, Fabianski was active across the pitch, making save after save. His point-blank stop to deny Dango Ouattara, followed by a diving effort to keep Ryan Christie's powerful strikeout, showed that he still has plenty to offer as a Premier League goalkeeper. The former Legia Warsaw star's performance was a reminder that age is just a number. West Ham will continue to rely on Fabianski to deliver performances like his one against Bournemouth, and he seems ready for the challenge. Meanwhile, Arsenal are under scrutiny after 2 seasons of competing for the Premier League title. The Gunners are expected to push for the title again this season, but there are concerns over their attack. Despite signing players like Riccardo Calafiori, Mikel Merino, and Raheem Sterling on loan, Arsenal's offensive output has dipped compared to the previous 2 seasons in terms of goals, shots, and XG, expected goals. Stephen Warnock believes that 4 of Arsenal's key players have shown a decline this season, including Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, Gabriel Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard. He pointed out that Havertz and Rice, in particular, have not been as effective as they were last season. Recently, Ian Wright urged Martinelli to step up, while Craig Burley called Havertz average. Warnock also noted that Arsenal's style of play has been slower this season, which has not suited them. "I think they've tried to control games more, but it's not working as well as it did last season," he said. Arteta will need Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, and Rice to return to their best form if Arsenal are to mount a serious title challenge. Otherwise, the Gunners could face a disappointing season. Additionally, Warnock suggested that Arsenal have become too reliant on Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. If you can keep Saka and Odegaard quiet, Martinelli and Trossard aren't performing at the same level, he said. In Chelsea news, Mykhailo Mudryk has been suspended by the Football Association (FA) after testing positive for a banned substance. The Blues were informed on Tuesday after an adverse finding in a routine urine test from the Ukrainian international. Mudryk addressed the provisional suspension on Instagram, expressing shock and denial. "I have never knowingly used any banned substances or broken any rules," he stated, adding that he was working with his team to investigate the matter. Under FIFA regulations, players who intentionally take banned substances could face bans of up to 4 years. As Mudryk and Chelsea await further clarity on the situation, let's look at the 4 longest doping bans in Premier League history. One notable case is Kolo Touré, who was suspended in March 2011 after testing positive for a banned substance, which he claimed was his wife's diet tablets. The Ivorian player was handed a 6-month football ban and fined an amount equivalent to 6 weeks of his wages by Manchester City. However, it was widely acknowledged that he had made an honest mistake, and he made his return to the starting lineup by September 2011 after serving his suspension. In contrast, the situation involving Adrian Mutu at Chelsea appeared to be far less innocent than Touré's. Back in November 2004, the Romanian's actions led to the termination of his contract with Chelsea after he failed a drugs test, resulting in a £20,000 fine after cocaine was detected in his system. This event occurred just over a year after Chelsea had signed Mutu from Parma in August 2003 for a hefty fee of £15.8 million, a decision that ultimately proved to be a significant financial loss. Mutu's case at Chelsea was far from the innocent mistake seen in Touré's incident. Just over a year after his signing, the Romanian found his career at Chelsea abruptly ended when he failed a drug test. His punishment included not only the termination of his contract, but also a £20,000 fine following the discovery of cocaine in his system. This came only a little over a year after Chelsea had invested heavily in him, paying £15.8 million to Parma for Mutu's services, money that, in retrospect, was squandered. Similarly, Abel Xavier faced an initial 18-month ban while playing for Middlesbrough in November 2005 after testing positive for anabolic steroids following a UEFA Cup match. Specifically, the Portuguese defender had used Dianabol, a well-known performance-enhancing drug. Following his sacking by Middlesbrough, Xavier's ban was later reduced to 12 months after an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. In a pre-match press conference, Slot commented on Chiesa's involvement, stating, "You can expect him to play some minutes, but not the full 90. This is a game where we won't be starting all of our first-choice players. We need to balance the squad, and Chiesa will feature. Whether he starts or comes on, that's something we'll decide today." Slot also confirmed that Liverpool's backup goalkeeper, Kaumin Kelleher, would return to the starting lineup against the Saints. Kelleher had impressed in recent Premier League appearances while filling in for the injured Alisson, who has since reclaimed his position. Chiesa's return to action would be a boost to both him and the fans, who have been eager to see more of their new signing in action. It could also put an end to rumors about the winger's future at Anfield, following reports suggesting that Italian clubs were interested in a loan move for him in January. La Repubblica, as reported by Goal earlier this month, indicated that Napoli was closely monitoring Chiesa's situation, amid concerns that Khvicha Kvaratskhelia could be lured away from Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. Kvaratskhelia has attracted attention from several top European clubs, and if he were to leave, Chiesa would be a potential replacement, if he were available. AC Milan and Fiorentina are also reportedly keeping tabs on Chiesa's situation at Liverpool. Slot, however, hinted last week that Chiesa remains part of his plans. Federico has missed quite a lot due to injury and was ill last week, so we have to assess how he's doing, Slot explained. What complicates matters is the number of games we're playing. What he really needs is playing time. But if a player hasn't played for 5 or 6 months, it can be difficult for a manager to give him his first minutes, as you don't know what to expect. Join our new WhatsApp community to get your daily dose of Mirror football content. As a community member, you'll also enjoy exclusive offers, promotions, and ads from us and our partners. If you decide our community isn't for you, you can opt out at any time. For more details, feel free to read our privacy notice.